Hi, everyone. I'm Allie, a.k.a. Sydney Drew. Thanks, guys. Say your name.
Hi, I'm Brandon J. McLaren, SPD Red.
We haven't seen each other in a while, so sorry. We might get wrapped up.
Catch up.
Like, hey, I'm Matt Austin, sometimes Sadowski, sometimes just Austin, and I played Bridge, Carson, SPD Green Ranger. It's gonna happen. You know I'm gonna say it at some point. And not talk over Greg. Go ahead.
It's all right. I was just trying to make a joke.
Where's Chris?
I was saying I was Monica
Where's
May.
Chris? He was behind
Yellow Ranger. No, I'm Greg Aronowitz, executive producer for SPD.
I tried to make
Kelson. Boom. SPD Orange.
This guy, This guy, you've been doing some crazy stuff on the show since we left.
Yeah.
This guy
I'm just keeping it warm for you.
This guy has been doing some awesome stuff. Been really excited to watch.
Okay, well let's get this show on the road.
Are you moderating our own panel?
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick up the con.
You guys have some crazy experiences. Yeah. So let's talk about the craziest moment you had backstage before during this. What was the craziest?
Backstage? Backstage where?
like shooting?
Oh, behind the scenes. I was like, what stage?
How about the first weekend we arrived in New Zealand? We were dancing, and Matt and I smashed teeth, and I chipped my front tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Before
that.
we even rolled.
That was right before we even filmed, and I had to go get my tooth fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was.
I was
bad.
fine. Thanks for asking, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt took some damage. When confronted when he was crawling through the mud, you ended up taking a...
Yeah, Violette, wherever he is, threw me like a rag doll. Like picked me up like bottom and top.
Yeah.
And flung me
handsome
into the
rag
mud.
We had a no Red Bull policy for Chris. Chris also
That's a real
broke
thing.
my entire glass stove top. Remember? In my apartment. And after that, we said no Red Bull for Chris. And I love the fact that he's not here to defend himself. There he is.
Hey.
We're just talking shit about you. So bad. Clearly, I am not a father.
I don't know how.
What are you doing? See what I mean?
I don't know how Kruger would feel about blue.
No Red Bull. No Red Bull for Chris.
We're talking about crazy stuff that happened
We turned
behind
yours
the
off.
scenes, Chris Violette.
Too much red right there. Too much red right there.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, like.
Well, Brandon, you fell in love with Hydrax.
Hi-
You're always
the
girl that I
yeah.
fought. Yeah, you're always like the,
I loved her.
She
was my favorite.
A beautiful.
Hydrax was her name. What was the actress's name?
What?
I don't know. Ask Chris.
Michelle.
Do you remember, Greg, who played Hydrax?
Oh, Hydrax.
Remember?
You know the girl from the planet that had
someone
the
else.
high, the jet stream,
Yeah.
and only I could figure it out.
You were sniffing her shoes.
She
Yeah.
was my favorite monster person.
Oh, I loved. I want to say Mora, but I can't remember. What was the little girl? No, the little girl's name.
Morgana.
The little girl.
But we're picking people. You want to know like
but that's
what
my
monster
favorite.
guys, right?
Yeah, the actual monster.
What? I kind of liked.
Buggles.
Wait.
Bugglesworth. Remember Bugglesworth? Kelson did that weird
Kelson
voice.
did the voice from Bugglesworth. It was like
such a good idea at the time. Try doing that through a fight scene for about an hour and a half.
There you go.
Like, oh man,
No, it's fine.
it's fun for like 1
Bugglesworth
minute.
was a good time.
Are we taking questions from the audience now? I think it feels like that time.
Steer it, Red. Steer the.
Oh yeah, the lineup.
Hi, my name is Lucas Hahn.
Hey, Lucas.
California. Hi. I've been watching Power Rangers FPV since I could TV. I was in the hospital, but I managed to survive. It was so cool. I love watching Power Rangers.
How long were you in the hospital for, man?
For 6 months, I
Whoa.
when I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I had a...
Well, hold on. Like, thanks for being here, man. In the hospital with leukemia.
Thanks for making it out.
Jesus.
I love watching Power Rangers. It was so cool. I grew up watching it. It was really amazing. My question was Chris Violette. I gotta say, I love when you played Red Ranger against Burlock. That was totally epic. It was so cool.
Hey, thank you.
I thought it was
But
okay.
I gotta thank Mr. Jack Landers there. He lent me the Morpher and he let me, heroes come.
Heroes come in all colors, Chris.
Heroes come in all colors.
Heroes come in all colors.
What is it? Do it for your father.
Did you write that line, Greg?
Do it for your father.
Sorry.
You played Sky. What was your favorite scene when you played Sky and Blue Ranger so far?
I have to. It's tough. There was quite a bit of some good writing for Chris for Sky's story arc. Like playing an evil,
Always an
evil
ass
Sky
kiss.
was good.
We cut that shower scene.
That shower scene. The shower scene was amazing.
What shower
What
scene?
shower scene?
You had a shower scene? Actually, I would just
It's tough. There was that standoff between me and my best friend with the bracelets that I got.
Dwayne. Oh, yeah. Dwayne's here.
Twinning. Clink.
But no, I would say the jail scene between myself and Murloc was pretty epic to film at that like abandoned base we were at or whatever.
Hold on, guys. I watched the show for the first time with my daughter's friend, and the episode that we watched was when you guys go to sacrifice yourself.
Oh, in the plane.
And and like you want to go, but you're like I'm going, and then you show up, and you're like stubborn. You're so stubborn, Jack. And then you go in anyway, and you're like, it's a one ticket. I always knew.
Sky always had a plan. Jack was just like winging it the whole time, like, oh, don't worry, I got dreadlocks. It's all good.
Nothing's changed
Nothing's
either.
changed. No. Okay, hey, yeah, you're next.
Hi. My name is what was your most favorite episode?
Oh man.
Episode 1.
SWAT. I always
Yeah.
come back to SWAT.
SWAT.
SWAT was fun. SWAT
was
1
with,
and 2.
Our commander.
The gorilla
Sergeant
dude.
Silverback.
John Toohey, one of John
Silverback.
Toohey's many characters.
Yeah.
I still think mine was Chris's episode. Chris got all the good writing. I'm not
Hence
bitter.
the shower scene.
Yeah. What about you, Greg? What's your favorite episode?
I mean, it's tough. I love them all. Like,
Oh, there you go.
but for sure, I would say beginnings and endings because I really
'Cause you
felt
wrote
like,
them.
well,
Well, that's why
I
you like
didn't
them.
write them all, but I did direct them. But
Yeah.
I feel like, we really got to know the characters solidly in the beginning, and everything kind of wrapped up really nice in the end, which I think is the goal for any show, but it doesn't always work out, and I think we kind of pulled it off. So they make me happy.
Go ahead, man.
Hi.
So during the course of SPD, you guys had to do a lot of serious acting along.
I know I did.
Not so
It
much.
was challenging
some of us
for
did.
me.
Some of us did.
So you guys had to act alongside a guy with a giant alien dog suit.
It was stupid.
Brandon was the most outspoken for sure about watching him walking
After
around.
a while,
with that.
though, like we totally got used to it. I
Yeah,
feel
Yeah.
like.
we did.
Like in the beginning, it was the most ridiculous thing that I've ever.
Once-
I remember
once-
that first scene where we had to like run up into the command center, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, I can't. Well, I had 9 months of this. But also, like John Toohey was so great. Like he
brought it.
gave it.
Yeah.
He committed.
Like he would like be
committed.
crying underneath the mask, and I'm like, John, you know I can't see you crying, right?
He couldn't
but he
see
would
anything.
still cry like for us. He was amazing.
Yeah, and when he yelled, when he was like Rangers, like everyone was like,
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Except when he
Once
started
we-
on fire.
Yeah.
Once we put out all the fires, I was gonna say it worked out the kinks after like the 5th episode.
His helmet came on, his mask. There was a fire.
Burst
in his
into
mask.
flames. A fiery death for John Toohey was avoided.
Hey, Greg, what happened there, buddy?
Greg made the costume.
Rewire those
it
servos.
seems like in different parts of the world, there's different kinds of power, and sometimes you don't calculate for that. And
Not to the Power Rangers, Greg. There is no different kind of
Anyway.
power.
well, but it was interesting because it did the animatronics, the batteries overheated because of the 110, 220 power thing.
Oh.
And the first scene that he was in,
The
though, he
voltage was
turns around,
wrong.
he looks all cool, and then smoke starts coming out of his ears.
it
and
was
I like,
crazy.
oh,
He was
shit.
really
So we
angry.
had to
I was
shut him
like,
down.
Kruger's so mad right now.
I mean, he was a
There's
dragon
smoke
dog,
coming
right?
from his ears.
He was
so
a
mad
dragon
at
breathing
Bridge.
smoke.
But instantly, we put it out, everything was fine. I was like, all right, I need a minute to fix it. And instantly, the producers were like, we can't do this anymore. Like, we have to go to some kind of makeup. Like, just put a makeup on him real quick. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, we can't just, like, I worked on this thing for, like, 5 months. We can't just, like, paint him blue and say that's... So you almost got, like, a blue John Tui.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I hope we answered your question.
We're not like the show at all.
Hey.
We're not like our characters.
Thank you all for coming. Mr. Kelson, you've been gone too long.
Yeah, gone too long, Kelson. Gone too long.
My question is for Greg and Matt. Branch could read auras when he waved his hand in front of people.
No, Matt can.
He did more than read.
That was
when
just
he
not,
waved his hand.
that was not out of Greg's imagination.
But I was wondering if Bridge had the similar kind of effect like Rogue. Rogue would absorb people's powers whenever they touch her. Would Bridge absorb and sense auras if he was ever touched? Anything touched his skin?
We talked about this.
We did talk about it.
Yeah, no, we
Great
actually
question.
did.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, but
Well,
why
that's
do
where
we
the
never
gloves
talk
come
about it in
from.
the show? Go ahead. Yeah.
That's where the gloves come from. It wasn't so much that we were ever thinking about him absorbing other powers. Like, he wouldn't be able to, like, get Iron Fist, like
I
Sid.
can.
Iron Fist.
But he could like sense so much stuff that it would drive him crazy if he didn't kind of keep a damper.
Wouldn't it
on
have been a great episode
Crazier, I
if
think.
there was one where like someone took his gloves?
And he's just like going mental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Thank
just
you.
cry.
Thank you for
Remember,
coming.
we're part of the Disney era. They didn't care about stuff like that. We didn't have Saban nurturing us.
I'm Leo. SD in the Disney era Power Rangers is my favorite season.
Number one.
For sure.
Kelson, this is a question for you specifically. You were part of another franchise that I love dearly, the Evil Dead franchise. What was it like filming for Ash vs. Evil Dead?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's a weird place to talk about it. I'm a huge, I mean, in terms of SBD, Bruce Campbell was, I'm a huge fan of the original movie, so it was a dream come true. I read the Necronomicon. I mean, yeah, it was amazing. No worries.
Turns it off.
I know. Have you just
And SBD's cool too.
Bruce Campbell was almost the Red Ranger, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
Greg.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this question always comes up.
I've never been to a convention when this question doesn't come up. So no, grill him. Take him down.
I mean, one of the things we wanted to do is we still wanted to have the same color coding, but we wanted to have a difference between the two teams. I personally wanted to design and create all new original helmets, but there just wasn't time and money. Like this, all this stuff happened so fast, and we had a decent budget, but it wasn't, you know, what you would hope it would be. So Disney was just like, well, we got this, you know, container of old helmets, just use these. And we painted them, we added stuff. I honestly, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have done it differently, because I didn't think that 1 million people would instantly recognize the helmets and try and connect the seasons that they came from forever. Yeah.
Forever.
And by the way, I am Sky's father, so. Yes.
Thank you, man.
Oh, shoot.
My name is Jimmy. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and it's a huge honor to talk with you guys. Hands down, one of the best seasons in the era.
We salute you.
One thing I gotta ask, and this is for Matt, and I'm pretty sure everybody in this room wants to know, how buttery is that tongue?
Good question, man. Wait for it.
Oh, now really, yeah. It is the most.
No pressure, no pressure.
Butteriest.
Why did the red picture only have today's home?
Oh.
Because the Red Ranger cares more. There you go. There you go.
Mine's full of goodies.
He brought snacks.
I got candies. I got a bobblehead. I got blue shades.
Can I have some candy?
Candy.
Chris is gonna live here now.
All right.
It's a good
That's
question.
everything he
There you go.
owns.
There you go.
Greg, could you make me a helmet, please?
Put the shades on the
Buttering
Rangers
helmet?
We're good.
Sorry. What's your name?
Grant.
Grant. Hey.
What's up, Grant?
My question is for Sky, the Blue Ranger. What was it like when you found out that you were related to a Red Ranger?
Well, I mean, I think since Sky was born, he knew his dad was the Red Ranger. But I mean,
He means Brandon. You and Brandon are related.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. No, I think it was a huge part of Sky's character. I think that's one of the reasons why I was always so serious and I was always so hard-nosed and I always did everything by the book. Because I was living in my, I wanted to be like my father and was living in my dad's kind of not shadow, but wanted
Fantasy.
to make him proud, I guess, like every son out there. Now that my candy's all gone. But yeah, it was it was part of his. It made his character a little bit stronger, I think, to have something to chase and go towards.
I remember you from the very first Power Morphicon. I don't remember your name, but I remember you. So you've been a fan, like you followed it from the beginning, man.
The real one.
Hi guys, it's great to see you back. Starting with you, Matt. You've been gone too long.
I know, I don't do these very often, so I'm happy to be here
We're
now.
happy to have you here, Matt.
You can tell by the amount of tattoos he has every time you see him again.
So you guys have the honor of being my first panel question. And that
That's a
Oh,
lot.
darn.
And that question is for the Rangers. What was it like to see your characters for the first time as action figures?
They didn't look a damn thing like us, and I was mad.
I don't remember when that happened. When did that happen?
Yeah, like they came out, they were,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
they were like, my guy had like shades, and he always wore
When did
sunglasses.
this happen?
Yours didn't have dreads, but it was black, so don't worry about that. And then Mystic Force, I remember because when I shot Once a Ranger with Richard, the Green Ranger from Mystic Force, he was just like, check this out. And it looked like him.
Exactly like him,
It looked
yeah.
exactly like him. So like I was bummed, but he doesn't remember. So like only seems to have affected me.
The only reason I saw mine is because my dad bought one off I don't know what, eBay back then. Like we weren't given them.
dark
So,
web.
yeah, we had to like buy our own merchandise.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had parents that were thinking ahead and said, "I'm going to
Love
save this
power.
for you because one day you're going to really want this." So that's the only reason I saw mine.
There's like a Red Ranger for this thing that you just did like a Red Ranger thing, and then they
Yeah,
have
apparently,
like
yeah.
you have like
But I
an
think it's
action
like
fig-
released somewhere else in the world. It's not here.
Oh.
It's like some limited edition thing in the UK or Canada or something.
No.
So if anyone has one.
Thank you for your question, man. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for getting us Starbucks.
I know. Sorry, I saw that.
It's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive subject.
Like a Netflix special.
Only if Greg did it.
Only if Brandon did it, and he's so busy traveling all around the
Yeah,
world.
it's going to be based on this guy's schedule.
Brandon.
Yeah, I would.
It's
I
okay.
would
I filled
totally-
in for Brandon before. I believe it's called Once a Ranger.
I would totally do it. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it,
Are the
guys.
Hasbro guys
A one-off?
here? Is there anybody
So
here?
get on your emails,
Any
get on
Hasbro
your
reps?
blogs, write somebody, make it happen for us.
No, we'll do it. We will.
We got no say in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in. We have to talk to Monica. Yeah, she's the final piece. Okay, go ahead, man. Nice outfit.
Eli.
And the next question is for Greg. I was always wondering when I watched the series, how come when the Rangers
Up your game, Greg. Up your game.
I love this guy.
That is an intense question.
Yeah, Greg.
Well, I would say that because the suits amplify everything so much, they don't need to use their special abilities.
He's,
No?
he's disappointed.
BS.
He's clearly
Really got
disappointed with your
Judges,
answer.
judges.
Look at him.
The
Thanks
real
for your
answer
question,
is
buddy.
because when they're morphed, it's the Japanese footage, and they they didn't have any special
That's
powers.
the real-
in
that's the
Deku
real
Ranger,
answer.
so.
Thanks, man.
I took a photo in those bandits.
Oh, there you go.
I know.
So, I've met some of you guys at the panels. Just want to say SPD is again one of my favorite seasons.
Thank you.
One of the things that I super love about it is that female characters are treated very well. Sid, Z, Dr. Mace, they all got a lot of development. However, there's one glaring issue I have. Are we ever going to fix the fact that Sid and Z never got promoted?
Greg.
No, I mean, let's talk honestly about this. Because
Guys, it was a different time back
yeah.
then.
But
really,
it was.
and
It
Disney
was
too.
only like 15 years ago, but still, it was a different time, and this has to change. Every single day, Bruce and I and everyone
It's
involved
actually
fought
true,
to
actually.
make everyone equal. Stupid things like, why can't the girls have motorcycles? And they were like, because boys don't want to see girls on motorcycles. Like, what are you talking about? It's like,
When you struggle to get a female for Red Ranger.
yeah, I mean, the biggest...
We really pushed for that,
The
the
biggest
Red
fight
Ranger.
that I think I won, like in sort of a way, was having a woman be a Red Ranger, and we had to make her A squad, which then, of course, everyone was upset because they're like, oh, of course, we get a woman Ranger,
5
and
seconds.
she's evil. And it's like, well, but it was a start, you know? But... yeah, it was weird. Every step of the way, they were just like, the girls can't do this, the girls can't do that. And I say it's bullshit, but it is what it is.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
When you realized that Rick would have to make your stuff wetter, what was going through your mind when you realized, okay, this is my expensive stuff that a robotic dog is going to ruin?
This was my question.
When he had that malfunctioning issue, well, it wasn't that enjoyable. I can tell you that. I don't really remember what was going through my mind, to be honest. But I blame that on Greg, because Greg made Rick, and that was his storyline. So yeah, Rick and I had some trouble there for a while. You know, but then he came to my rescue when I was in the cave, and we became friends, and I
That
liked
was
him in the
after
end.
Boom and I fixed
Yeah.
him up to Rick 2.0. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
The story, the moral of the story is
right?
always love your dog.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Me too.
Hey, man.
Fantastic.
Great.
Hey, my question for Kelson first. So that's with Boom, where you're a Orange Ranger after that. Were you in? How was that experience for you? I know you guys.
It's because he complained every day.
It was an amazing episode. You know, I mean, Boom was a secondary character, and there was this one kind of shining episode where he got to be front and center.
He was always front and center to us. For real, for real.
Break my heart every time you open your mouth.
He is.
Yeah, it was cool, and it was funny, and I felt like Greg was really invested in that particular storyline, and I think the biggest thing I got from it is how much it seems to meant to the fandom to see everyone seems to love the Orange Ranger. It's really yeah. So yeah. That's I'm proud to be that guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of that. It was like he was just a regular dude who tried to be brave.
That's it.
What was the dynamic with killing Warhol and the other guy with other Rangers? How was that?
We hated him. Yeah. Yeah, it was hard. That was a hard episode. I'm joking, guys. They were great. They were great.
pretty sure you dated one of them after
Oh.
that.
Well, there you go.
If we're being honest.
There's
yeah.
your answer right there. Thank you, Alicia.
Yeah, it worked out all right.
Yeah. Hey.
Great segue.
If you could go against the Ranger team, which one would it be?
If I could-
I'd fight Ninja Steel. Yeah.
Maybe I have to fight.
I'd just punch myself. I could fight Ninja Steel right now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He's going to trade sides.
What are you doing?
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Robin Williams over here.
My question
Actually,
is for Allie. I remember in one episode, there was one line I really liked in one episode. It was
Just one line.
okay, let me finish. It was probably the first episode, and I remember Allie's character, Sid, saying that like when she first morphed, she said, "Pink, my favorite color." And I'd like to ask, like, how did you feel when you actually got that line?
I owned it. I felt it. Yeah. I was thrilled to be the Pink Ranger. I mean, I grew up watching Mighty Morphin and Kimberly. I loved Kimberly, so I was honored to wear pink. Pink is my favorite color. Like Sid and I are one and the same. Just don't get that
It's
confused.
so true, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love these.
I like pink.
Hey, man, how are you?
I like pink. Hello. Oh. That'd be really cool if they actually
That
thought
would be
about
cool.
Yeah, Greg.
It's a tricky question. Get Greg to
Hey,
answer it.
I'm out. Saban took it back and was like, no Disney people. So.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
but honestly, if like he doesn't really, doesn't really care about us.
I know.
But it doesn't have.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
well, no, Hasbro has it now, so there
Yeah.
could be a whole new thing, and that.
Maybe.
But honestly, that's up to you guys, because if they know that, like, look what Boom Studios has done, knowing that they have an audience like
Yeah.
you guys. That didn't exist when our series came out, and now you guys have, like, you guys made a movie happen
Yeah,
for
you
you.
guys have a lot of power, so.
So, like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But I would say my prediction is that by 2025, there's going to be a season of Rangers where Kelson plays every character.
I'm officially down for that.
Play what? Super. No. I don't know what that is.
We're all old, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I played chess.
Do not.
I play Legacy Wars, but my character's not on there, so. Like, yeah.
My question's for Greg. What's a tricky one? Back to the question about E-Squad Red originally trying to be a woman. How do you think the dynamics within the team have been different if Red had been a woman? Particularly maybe with Sky.
That's a good question.
I'm not even going to answer this.
Or to follow the same arc as Jack did and would it be it?
No.
Well, I think that the whole Jack Z thing would have been similar because we really wanted to do the kids from the street trying to do the right thing. The Sky story would have been different, I don't think it would have been the conflict of having to follow because we would have went with the stronger woman, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have put it so much in question, but. Mm-hmm. But I think she still would have been, would have come into the fold from the trouble of not knowing where she belonged.
If there was a female Red Ranger, think about how much stronger the team would have been. Let me just say that. Shit would
I
have
feel like
gotten
that's shade.
done.
Like you looking
know,
at me like direct shade. I'm
well,
right here, Allie. I can hear you.
Sky, I would have kept him in line. I don't think you did a very good job with that. Just saying.
When was Sky ever out of
But you know what?
I think Allie's mad at me, guys. Like,
Then you could have had some like crossover tension between Kat and that. Like that would have been an interesting dynamic.
Are you talking about a cat fight?
real. No, I didn't mean it like that.
I saw what you did there.
Hi, my name's Sean from Minden, Nevada.
Whoa.
I'm an aspiring actor and an aspiring Power Ranger, so I was curious, do you typically study the performances of the Sentai actors?
We looked at it extensively.
The only actor I study is Brandon J. McLaren. Is Brandon J. McLaren. We all went to the school.
We did
of,
watch some of the
school of
Japanese
Brandon.
footage, though. Initially, Bruce took us all into his office and showed us the bathtub scenes.
There are
There's a lot of
there are bathtub
Well,
scenes
yeah,
in
I
the
think
Decker Ranger.
the Pink Ranger,
Likes to take baths.
she just took a lot of baths all the time. And then we were like, so is Allie going to be doing that? And Bruce said no, and then I left the room. That's how that went.
Oh, man.
Anyway, thanks, man, for your question.
Okay. I wanted to know if there was anything that got cut from the show or maybe you thought happened in the future.
The budget?
In your character's life,
Cutest.
that you wanted to make official.
There was a few episodes that we watched and we were like, whoa. There's a lot of stuff that was shot that I didn't see, but I can't remember it right now.
In terms of from Decca to
No,
us?
I think
or?
stuff that we shot that
Oh,
didn't make the
yeah,
cut.
I mean, but only scenes, like, because you have to cut everything down to the 22 minutes, so sometimes we would film stuff to give more character development or a little more action, and then it was just too long, so it would have to get clipped out. But there was nothing, we were so tight trying to get everything in that we didn't film any, like, entire storylines that didn't make it in.
Right.
You know what should have been cut? Remember that thing? It was in the crossover when it's like no one gets inside. And we each repeated "no one gets inside," and there was like 17 of us. Every person said that. Was
I
Probably could have cut that.
I think that was the opposite problem. They were like, this episode is 5 minutes too short. Like, what can we add in here?
Let's get them all saying it twice. Thanks for your
Thank
question,
you.
man.
Good question.
Oh, God.
First gotta say shout out to the fellow Canadians on the panel.
Hey!
Oh,
I gotta ask, if you guys were to be any MMPR Power Ranger or original Power Ranger, who would you guys be?
Jack Landers.
Well, now if we say something different, we look like the idiots.
Yeah, Jack Landers.
There you go. Just didn't answer.
No.
Hey guys, thank you for this amazing series. Good question for Matt, really. Is Bucky line going to be as much as it's also makes to put this on?
Sorry, say it.
Buttery line. Is it haunted you?
Bucky line haunted you as much as it's making to put this on?
Why do people ask you to say it? Yeah. No, I like it. I think it's cool. It's like this. Also, this pin that Greg made is flashy, man. It's some buttery bling.
What's the genesis of Buttery, Matt? What was the genesis of Buttery? I don't remember.
Okay,
I
so
think you wanted more screen time.
No, I remember this.
no. The what actually happened is that we all went out for East Indian food and where we were shooting, and we had and and it was the first time I ever had the delicious butter chicken. Bruce wasn't there. The other co-producer, co-writer, and he was just like, "Oh, how did I miss? What did I miss out on? How was it?" And I was like, "It was buttery."
Yeah.
And then like 3 weeks later, we're doing a read, and like I'm eating toast with like Monica, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And then it just popped up like a bunch of times.
Well, it was the hand motion that sold it. If you just said, "Oh, it was buttery," but you were like, "It was buttery," and that just really stuck with us, you know.
And I like it when my kids do it. It's really funny.
Did they do it?
Yeah, but they do it to taunt me.
Thank
you, man.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a Digi Destin. No, my real name is Brian. I'm a huge fan from Pennsylvania.
I think you look fantastic.
Didn't he have dreadlocks?
Yeah, I mean, he had
Yeah, he
the
did.
short dread. I think he could pull it off.
Yeah.
If there was anyone
handsome
on the
man.
show that could pull it off, he would have pulled it off.
Kruger had the
Strong
dread.
jaw.
He could, yeah, he could pull off anything, I think.
I feel like, but if we did that, then Piggy would have had to have like the goatee.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree. Bonnie. Bonnie.
You guys mean a lot to me. You were the last season that my sister and I watched together, and we both agreed on one thing. Matt, you're beautiful.
Guys.
You're making Chris very jealous.
Chris, how was it being on Star Trek, and how similar is it to being on, the Star Trek team in a Megazord?
Well, it was
Thank you.
a little bit more interesting shooting. It was a lot faster paced, a lot more tricks. I'll let my guy take care of that. No, it was cool. It was it was just really fast paced, and I mean, when you think about it, in our season, when Greg talks about losing time and shooting, it's when you have 5 characters and each character's got to talk. It's like a 5-shot, a 2-shot, a 3-shot, a single. Whereas, if you blinked and you missed me on Discovery, it's because I was just going, yes, Captain, firing missiles, Captain. The core's at 100%, Captain, and I was a principal character, but it was just fast paced, really fast paced. 2 cameras just constantly moving and flashing lights at you, and you just got to know when you got to say your line.
I will say that after you died, I stopped watching.
I actually technically didn't die.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. They just kind of were like, oh, well, I guess the cores run fine without him. We don't need him.
Downsizing.
If Picard can come back, I feel like you could come back, right?
Yeah, there you go. Well, right Star Trek.
Thank you very much.
Hey, that guy, Bridge Wheaton, needs to come back. Who's what?
Hi, just a wee question. I always thought East Squad was kind of interesting as a concept. One of the things, and obviously for whatever reason, there wasn't really much time to get much thoughts to it. But to me, what was most interesting is they didn't appear to be like coerced or brainwashed or anything like some of the other evil rangers. And I was wondering what kind of thoughts you had on what maybe motivated them to turn their backs on SBE and Earth, I suppose.
They were just tired of putting up with Kruger's.
You know what? I want to talk to Boom Comics about writing a standalone issue about that. Get into that in depth. But I think that they weren't brainwashed or anything. I think they made a choice. And the reason why we didn't really get into that storyline is because it was only there to fortify how awesome these guys were. So we didn't want to make it like where Grum tricked them or something, because it would lessen the fact that the B Squad really chose to do the right thing.
Hi, CJ from North Carolina. I wanted to know, what do you guys think was unique about your season that other seasons perhaps did not offer? Because SBE was definitely one of the more serious seasons compared to some of the other iterations of Power Rangers. So I just wanted to see your thoughts on what your season had.
What?
I don't know, Greg.
I thought our
I think-
season was more mature and had real life issues, and I think the chemistry amongst the cast, we all really got along well in person. So I think that really translated to the, on the screen.
Well, we
That-
were all transplanted to New Zealand together, so
Yeah.
just that experience alone, I think,
Yeah.
was interesting. I don't know how it's worked for everyone else, but it seems like more people are coming from the same areas. We were all coming.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect balance of the story and the problems and the arcs that we had as characters. They were mature enough for an older crowd.
And that was Bruce's first season too, right?
Yes.
Right? So I think they really wanted to put their stamp on it too, and sort of try to how can they be different?
Yeah,
from
you guys
everything
don't
that
know
came
how
before.
much Greg did on top of what he had to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he came into the show and was like, "I want to inject some new stuff," and yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully
there-
that-
Yeah, we'd
Command
finish
center,
shooting
yeah.
and he'd be
You'd be in
then
the
start
command center
working
sleeping there,
more. Yeah,
painting stuff and
I think that is one of the big differences. It was just
Yeah, there
so
was just a lot of
hands-on.
new energy. Like everyone was really excited, and I think I wanted to try and do something different, and then that made everyone else really excited. And I just think if all the other seasons everyone was putting in 100%, for some reason on SPD everyone put in like 250%, and it just really ended up showing up on the final product.
even like the aliens that were like in the BG and whatnot. I remember it was like you were actually doing the prosthetics, and some of these people would sit in chairs for like an hour to get done. as opposed to like, no, we'll just put a cone on their head and paint it blue, or paint it yellow. It was actually like prosthetics that they actually sat through, and it was all his doing.
Yeah, it was a little nutty, but it was. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't change anything. I mean, it was a like a 24/7 crazy thing because we would like have meetings for the writing, and then I'd go on set and direct, and then everyone would wrap, and then I'd go home and sculpt aliens. Sometimes I had like clay alien sculptures in the back of my car. One time, this guy jumped in and kicked one, and I had to start over because he smashed the clay. And and then I'd like get there early in the morning and go in and do the prosthetics, and then go back on set and direct. But it, I don't know. I think it was awesome. So
Definitely.
let's do it again sometime.
Yep.
Do you ever consider having Kelson be the Sixth Ranger instead of a ball of light?
That ball of light, man.
Well, I mean, Kelson kind of had his own thing going on, and we really had to fit in Omega Ranger, and Omega was, you know, clearly a different character from a different time. The ball of light thing, it's, I know you guys hate hearing this, but it was just a budget thing. They said absolutely no more actors. And we were like, well, what if it was an alien prosthetic with a stunt guy? And they were just like, no, because we need the stunt guys to do all the, you know, second unit stuff. So we basically had like one day of a voiceover actor, and the ball of light thing came. I know it's stupid, but it was either that or no Omega Ranger, and we had to have Omega Ranger. So.
He's just saying that to be nice. I had an act off with the ball of light, and the ball of light won.
It's cool. It's cool, man.
It's okay.
So, I'm Yesha, and I was wondering, because in the Operation Overdrive special, I know that Bridge is SPD Reddit Act. So, does it happen where it's kind of like an assembly line where more and more Rangers go up to Red Rangers as it goes along? Or does it like move around?
That's a very good question.
How does the Morphin grid work?
When did I become commander? I don't know.
Well, I mean, SPD-wise, it's more of a military-type installation. So you kind of like just rise up in the ranks depending on your performance and your ability. And
It's a meritocracy, really.
Yeah.
Where is this going?
This sounds good, yeah.
Where is this going?
It was a shower scene, wasn't it?
Oh.
So I was wondering, they say in it that in their universe, the Q Rangers, they don't have any cuffs. So what are your comments on the high crime rate in that universe?
I think we know the answer. I don't know. That's a complicated. Oh God, the answer is we don't
That's
know.
a multifaceted answer. I don't know if we have time for that right now. Okay.
And then this guy walks in. Look at this thing this guy is carrying. He's walking in trying to be like all
incognito.
I know, yeah, shh. It's like opening chips in a movie theater or a candy. And
he's here to take care of that high crime rate.
Anyway.
There's your answer.
So this was the most important one. In the Super Sentai parody series, Akiba Ranger, episode 1, the actor for Deca Red, Ryuji Saime, says that he's going to a Power Rangers SPD event, which first of all makes no sense because he's a Deca Ranger.
What?
But what does that mean for the complex lore of Power Rangers and Super Sentai? And because even Deca Red's actor, he plays himself despite being an Akiba Ranger, which isn't even in our universe. Because,
You know what? I think you answered your own question, man.
Get some.
Can this be multiple choice? Because
Oh,
that is.
We're out of time.
Yes, prove that. Yes.
Yes.
And is it Bernstein Bears or Berenstain Bears?
I'd love to answer that, but we're out of time. I'm sorry.
Do we have
42?
But we have this guy.
All right.
Hundo.
Only if everyone does it with us.
I don't remember. Thank you.
Oh, come on. You know it.
No, I don't know.
You know it.
I got one.
No, wait, you
I'll
guys
move
gotta
out of
do
the
it,
way.
no?
Everyone up. You guys gotta get up.
I need a more for two.
Are you guys gonna morph with us? You guys are morphing with us? Let's do a group morph! Everybody! Wait, how do I do it? I don't remember it either. You guys go first. Huddle. Ready? Okay. How you do that? Ready! SBE emergency! Thank you guys! You guys are the best!